here that are going to introduce our Ashland High School freshman football coaches, Brett England and Tim Hicks. Now working with the varsity and the JV, I'd like to introduce our Ashland High School JV coaches. Had a very good season, 5-2 record, both Trey Coughlin and Bob Rabinovich.
I'd like all the JV guys come up, please. Okay, I'd like to just talk about these guys. We got an outstanding season this year. We had a lot of fun. We were 5-2. The nice thing about these guys is they show a lot of enthusiasm. They work hard. We didn't have a lot of guys, but that didn't mean much because these guys work hard. They're very cohesive. These guys get the opportunity every night to get better, to go against the varsity, and we jump right in there. They're not afraid of anybody, and showed a lot of improvement all year. And the nice thing I like about these guys is they're very cohesive. If one of these guys gets down or got bumped a little bit, they're not afraid to pick each other up. And I think that showed why we were very successful. And I think that also is a neat quality that's going to allow them to improve and to get better each year. And I'm looking forward to great things the next 2 years with these guys. And I'd just like to call out each of their names and step forward and don't be shy. John Ante, Nick Anderson, Ray Campbell, Blake Ellison, Tony Halby, Cy Hoagland, Alan Cate, Luke Corpola, Thaddeus Kamalis, Ryan Lego, Matt LaFavi, Justin Marsland, Brandon Mission, David O'Connor, Ken Falea, Sandra Pratt, Bob Gusky, Willie Sweeney, Derek Swanson, Ben Thomas, and Josh Zepsik. Just by the amount of guys that are here, and it's, the sophomore level, I think that they represent themselves and show a lot about themselves by just being here. And looking for great things in the next 2 years from these guys, and keep working hard and keep picking each other up and keep bringing each other up into the weight room. Good year, guys.
Before we introduce the varsity letter winners, I'd just like to recognize the coaching staff. We have quite a large one. We've got a lot of players, though, or some 50-some that we had all for varsity football, varsity and JV. I think that I'd really like to appreciate the work that they've done. One thing, football is different amount of film work that we do. We videotape all our games. We exchange with our opponents. So after the Friday night's game, I made two copies of that. One goes to Coach North, one to Coach Coughlin. They look at it Friday and Saturday. Sunday evenings, we meet for 4 hours and we go over and grade all the players and talk about if there's any changes, improvements we've got to make. And our staff has been together for 8 years. I think that's part of the reason for our success. And they've done an excellent job. We work together. No one coach decides anyone who starts or anything like that. We decide that together on Sunday evenings after watching tape, after grading players. I think that the amount of time that they put in developing a game plan, Coach Coughlin and Coach North, is really to be commended. We were going sometimes Friday nights after games, Coach Kenny and Coach Coughlin watching film till 3 in the morning. getting up for the coaches show at 9 and then meeting again on Sunday, and it gets to be a lot of hours. But these guys have really done the job. I really appreciate them, and I'd like to introduce them. The offensive coordinator and varsity assistant will be helping up here, Clay North. Defensive coordinator, Greg Coughlin. Special teams and line coach, Bob Rajanovich. And we have a volunteer assistant this year who provides a lot of youthful enthusiasm. He wasn't here when he had passed out his jacket, so we should have Coach Pat Penny stand up because we really appreciated his effort and the youthful enthusiasm he brought to our staff. And late night, we also had a college student that played for us in our championship team and is taking a coaching minor, and he didn't get to use the coaching class to help us out, and we appreciated the work that he did. Keith Wilmer, would you stand up? We appreciate it. And we lost one of our volunteer coaches when he became the co-curricular director, but Jim Evans still helped on Friday nights and helped in the press box as far as on the headphones, and we really appreciated his support and help all year long too. So thank you, Coach Evans. We got our expectations going into the season. We have the strongest group of kids that we've ever had, something like 14 guys, deadlifted 500 pounds. Just some excellent totals in our fitness test that we administered to all the players at the start of the year. We felt very confident coming in with the seniors that we had. We had a very excellent scrimmage down at Spooner. Spooner, the team that played in the playoffs, we scored 3 times on them and shut them out. We started off with a very good Northwestern team that won the Heart of the North. Only had 1 loss to Duluth East. Very tough loss. We thought we would score a touchdown right before half, and the more we watched that film, the more I felt that we were in. But we ended up losing out in overtime, and then went into the Hayward game. We had a couple players hurt there, and so we went into the toughest part of our schedule against Superior, Medford, and Lakeland, and we're missing 3 or 4 key players in all 3 of those games. Superior game started off with a little shell shock, but really came back and did an excellent job there. Medford game was probably our most disappointing game. Really came back offensively against Lakeland, and that's kind of where our season turned around. We were coming out of there at 1-4 after the Medford game. We were doing pretty serious soul searching there on Sunday evening and wondering what we had to change and whether we should abandon the offense to go to something else. But we went back to our roots, and that's running the ball, and we started to work a little harder and just get after things a little more. And from that turning point, we came up and we're the top offensive team in the conference. We were 3rd in defense. We averaged 40 points a game. We had 4 wins. We made it into the playoffs. We got a home victory over Spooner. Played a very tough Barron team down there, and it was just a terrible field. They went on to win 2 more games. They had all the way to level 4, so it wasn't really a quality team. But that was probably the highlights for the coaches and for our seniors that went over Spooner there in the playoffs. Tough loss there at Barron, but I think all in all we were playing the way they came back, and we finished up the season at 6-5. And, that was after being 1-4, that was really something that we appreciated. Now, we have, hopefully, if we get enough juniors and seniors out, we don't take any sophomores on varsity games, but we want to keep it to 1 bus, and we try to keep it to like 41 or 42 players that go in the traveling squad. So we have 12 sophomores that were on our traveling squad, and this is kind of the basis we're using for our letter winners. So these sophomores will come up and they'll get their varsity letters here. Halfback Tony Halvey, fullback Josh Septic, halfback Will Sooney, halfback Sandra Pratt, quarterback Blake Ellison, and Brad Campbell, tackle Ken Kalea, guard and kicker David O'Connor, tackle Brandon Nissens, linebacker Alan Gayton, and Luke Carpua, quarterback Nick Anderson. So those girls come up here and they'll get their varsity letters. We didn't have official managers, but we got a few freshmen that we borrowed on Friday, so we really appreciated Nate DeMars and Tyler Whitman. They were the most consistent ones. We had a couple others that filled in on certain games, but those 2 were there throughout the season, and we really appreciate their help. And as they get to be sophomores and that, they really get to be full-time varsity managers. Thank you, sophomores. And looking for great things for you next year. We're going to hit the weight room, and we're going to need you all next year. So you can step down. Thank you. joiners, just come on up here and stand. All our junior football players, come on up. Come up to the side here. Well, these players step forward, they call their names here. I know some parents don't know everybody here, so make sure you step forward so we can know who you are. Halfback and starting defensive back did a tremendous job all year long, and also return kickoff to Jeremy Swanson. Step forward. Starting linebacker didn't play last year, but really came out and did an excellent job, improved every game. Matt Williams. Starting linebacker, had a little knee trouble at the start, but came on, did an excellent job towards the end of the season. Also plays the fullback, Mike Pearl. And just a nice job filling in. Got a knee injury on the JV game, but really appreciated his effort. Jason Nelson. Starting linebacker, Neil Wickman. Halfback and linebacker, Travis Cody. Started a number of games at offensive tackle and just did a tremendous job. Dustin Kent. Also did our kickoff the last 4 games. Did an excellent job on kicking off. Looking for some real good things from him there next year. Ended up being our starting center. Just did a tremendous job. Keith Elza. Tackle, backup tackle, Ben Thomas. Quarterback ended up starting there through the middle of the season, so he hurt his wrist there, Jessica McCullough. Starting middle linebacker, one of our top guys in tackle, Joe Carnahan. Tackle, backup tackle, Mike Erling. Starting offensive guard and starting defensive end was Chris Dash. One guy we were counting on to start all year long and ended up with a bad accident with his arm, but came back by the end of the season, was able to play some. Guard Russ Barnine. I'll stay up here. And now all the seniors, if you come out and stand in front of them here, please. All the seniors come out. Right around in front of the seniors, right on down the line here. Feel very strongly that you cannot have a very successful football team in this league unless you're senior dominated. We had an excellent group of seniors here that really hit the weight rooms. The work ethic was tremendous, the leadership was good, and I want them to know that coaches, staff, and the head coach, we appreciated your effort. You're something special. You're a doctor football player. We welcome you back next year. Any chance you can come to one of our games. I think guys that have played for us in the past, when it came to scouting for the playoffs, we had former players step up and go scouting for us. We had other ones that came to our games. We had other ones that are asking how they're doing. And these guys are part of that doctor football fraternity now. And we really want to show you how much we appreciate it. And, anytime you come back and talk to the team or be there on the sidelines, we appreciate it. So these are really a special group of guys. I know all the coaches feel the same way about these guys. Okay, now again, step forward. Not everybody knows your handsome faces here. So starting quarterback, and then when Jesse was able to move in there, move to wide receiver, end up leading the conference in receiving yards, Travis Kamales. Starting offensive halfback and defensive back, made more saving tackles and stopped more guys from scoring touchdowns than anybody in our defense there. Luke Fisher. Starting halfback that really improved, used to be just a straight up power runner, just started to develop some moves and the ability to go all the way. Brian Petz.
We go, Brian!
moved from defensive end down to defensive tackle. Did an excellent job there. Just a tremendous two-way starter, Jeremy Larson. Starting offensive tackle and defensive end. Just a tremendous job. Missed a few games with shoulder injuries, but just did a great job when he was in there. Joe McHugh. And starting offensive guard the whole way through there, Bill Knobloch. We rotated that split end, and so we're calling them both starters here. Russ Kamalas. Did an excellent job getting the plays in, getting Coach North's terminology down so that they knew what to call, and appreciated that very much. Starting linebacker for 3 years, Jeremy Caton. Started the year at center, we got his leg hurt, I think, a couple times those games, so we ended up just going one way, but just a tremendous job at defensive tackle, Andy Brilla. We ran mostly a 4-man line, but we went to a 5-man line. We had a very quick nose guard that was very good at getting into the backfield, had a number of defensive sacks, and plays behind the line, Darrell Arneson. Backup tackle and very good motivator on the sidelines, Toivo Della.
Yay! Toivo!
Starting offensive tackle, every time we watch film, Coach North will say, Miller had another great game. Tackle, Ned Miller. Backup linebacker, Rick Baldwin. Backup defensive tackle did a great job of filling in there when these other guys were hurt, Adam Lulich.
Big Lou!
And foreign exchange kicker, who could forget the Spooner game, Leopold Borelli. And I think I got everybody. Did I miss anybody there? All right. No, we did very well for all conference meetings, being third in the conference. We weren't sure just how many we'd get, but we were real pleased with the ones that we did get, and the way the conference recognized our players. On the second team, Jesse McClellan was second team all-conference at quarterback. Did a tremendous job, and he had a wrist injury. We really could have really finished all well the season. Nick Miller was second team tackle, offensive tackle. Jeremy Larson was second team on defense and tackle. And Luke Fisher was second team defensive back. We also have a number of honorable mentions, and these were Keith Elsa at center, Luke Christash at guard, Tuffy Marzenti receiver, Ryan Petz at halfback, Jeremy Swanson at defensive back, Mike Crow a linebacker, Matt Williams a linebacker, Jeremy Caton a linebacker, Darrell Arneson a nose guard, Adam Lulich a tackle, Kyle Neville a tackle, and Jeremy Larson a fullback. Our first team get a medal. Coach North has the all-conference medal to hand out to these guys. I'm really pleased. On offense, we have our first team all-conference running back, Luke Fisher. This got better as the season went on. Travis Kamalas was all-conference receiver, and I think that about 4 games he played a receiver, and just did a tremendous job there. So Travis was the first team. Bill Knobloch.
There you go, Trav!
First team all-conference offensive guard. All-conference offensive tackle.
Way to go, Joe!
And on defense, we have 5 on defense. Andy Brilla was all-conference defensive lineman.
Woo!
Roland McHugh was all-conference defensive end. Roland Jr. an all-conference and middle linebacker. And we're really looking forward to being a leader next year, all-conference middle linebacker Joe Carnahan.
Way to go, Joe!
Travis Kamalas was the other two-way all-conference player. He was all-conference defensive back, led our team in interceptions. We always put him on the best receiver. He did an excellent job of shutting down. He just did an excellent job of going for the ball. I think that was his key with interceptions and his good job at receiver. We nominated our all-conference players for all region, and that includes, I think, 5 different conferences in the northwest part of the state, going all the way from Division 6 to Division 1. And we had one player that made it both on offense and defense. Our all-region was Joel McHugh at offensive tackle and defensive end.
Way to go, Joel! Woo!
film, saw a guy have more pancake blocks. He had 2 in a row against Clark Falls. And just an excellent job on defense. He had made a number of hits behind the line. Just a tremendous lineman, one of the best linemen we've had here in the 8 years I've been here. Our most valuable lineman, Joel McHugh. Most valuable back earlier as a junior. He started as a junior, and we felt that he had to get lower. He had to run a little harder. And we kept getting on him about doing that, and he just developed and just tremendously. His running ability is staying low and running behind his blockers and taking the ball all the way. Our most valuable back, Luke Fisher.
Way to go, Luke!
Our most improved back goes to a senior, which is a little unusual, but the way this guy developed into a runner that could take it all the way and make cutbacks instead of just bowling people over, became quite nifty there at his size. Most improved back goes to Brian Petz.
Way to go, Brian! Woo!
And our most improved lineman is somebody that stepped in, didn't play last year, wasn't eligible, but came up this year, and in the middle of the year stepped in, just did a tremendous job at center, and kept improving every game, took on some very good nose guards in the conference, and did a tremendous job. Most improved lineman, Keith Elsa.
Woo! Way to go, Keith!
And then we have different captains every game, coaches select that, and then at the end of the year, all these past awards are voted on by the team, and then we total them up, and that was the determining factor. And the 2 players that the players voted for as captains for the year for their leadership and ability for the team were Andy Drola and Joe McHugh, and so we have captain stars.
Wow!
And then every game we have a T-shirt award for Mr. Specialist. Our kickoff and receiving teams are so important, and we really try to emphasize that. And Coach Rajanovich gives a T-shirt, and then at the end of the year we have one of the specialists voted the Specialist of the Year, and he was supposed to come up and do this, but he said I could do it this time. So our Mr. Specialist Award for his effort on special teams goes to Daryl Arneson. Appreciate your effort all year long, and appreciate the fans for coming, and the excellent support we have throughout the playoffs, and support that we have for these guys, the spaghetti feeds that we got every week. I just really appreciate that. Appreciate